appreciative of DDA for getting up out here and making this happen first and foremost, and then even beyond that, man, just showing up and ready to do the work. I woke up hyped today. Got a great workout in this morning, all the good stuff, and then if you watch my Twitter, I tweeted I was listening to some Jay this morning, and Jay really got me into a good mood, So I already know that this episode is gonna rock. We waiting on everything to get started right now. Of course, we waiting on Ant with two T's to show up. Don't expect Carson to show up at all this week. We'll see what happens. And if he do show up, what he gonna do? Because we are subjected to just a corner of the stage right now. I know y'all can't really see where I'm at, but we got a small corner, and me and Ant, we gonna lay it down right here like this. So they weren't able to really accommodate us the way that we need to, but we made the best of it. Ain't nobody asked no questions, and we ain't saying nothing to nobody else. So we right here until they say something else is wrong, and we got to move, which I don't expect to happen. But nonetheless, man, I'm happy to be here today. We got Haney versus Lomachenko in the main event, and we got a hell of a card coming up throughout the night. Of course, ESPN Plus will be showing the undercard, most of the undercard fights, or all of the undercard fights, and then we'll move over into the ESPN pay-per-view after that. But what I'm really, I took a look at the card today, just kind of doing my work, doing my studying. I got to get back on that, y'all. I already know it, man. The last episode was real messy on my behalf, and I did not like that. So I'm back on my job, got my notes and things like that. And as I was going through the undercard today, I said, "Whoa, we got some really good boxing matches." Of course, we got the young guys getting back in the ring. Emiliano Vargas, Abdullah Mason will be back in the ring. A few other young guys will be in the ring, and then Oscar Valdez is back, and a few other fights. So it's gonna be a really good night of boxing. And let me get up on this live right quick. Salute to the 42 that's up in here. Appreciate you guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their mama, because they mama going to tell a whole bunch of other people, to tell them to just tune into the PorterWay Podcast right now. Let them know SP is alone, but it's all good. And, yep, got you. And tell them to tune in, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. I got some hot stuff coming to our Patreon. So I know you guys have been abreast to the Patreon, TPWP. Subscribe. There's a tier on there for you, and I got some really good stuff coming to that Patreon, especially with this week with some of the faces that are gonna be here this weekend. I'm gonna be doing double time, so we'll be doing these lives, and I'll be trying to get into the space to get some other content on and popping as much as possible while everybody's in here this week. Already shouted out at Tim Bradley. I would love to do a one-on-one with him. I think that would be phenomenal. So Tim, just so y'all know, Tim stay locked in. Whenever he goes to work, he is he is all about his work. He don't really do the extracurricular stuff. I can't get him to go out and do no paintball, and I can't get him. I think the last time we did some work together, I was trying to do some four wheelers or something like that. He don't be having none of that. If it ain't work, he ain't with it. So while I do respect that, I do also understand that it's possible that we don't get him. But Tim is that's the interview I actually look forward to doing. I hate to put that word actually on it, but I look forward to doing the interview with Tim. Um, it's not really there's I probably I probably would be the only fighter. I don't know. You guys could probably tell me, but I feel like I'm the only fighter that has an opportunity to go out and get those interviews with the fighters that I looked up to, and the fighters that had a very big impression on my career. And Timothy Bradley is 100% without a doubt one of the fighters that has had a major um, positive effect on my boxing career, and I can't wait to show that show that through the story that he and I would tell, and get into his career and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. But until Ant gets here and until things get started, um, I'm gonna get into this chat for y'all right quick. What up, everybody? I do believe this fight is going to be on pay per view. Let me look it up right now. I know that I already said pay per view, but let me just make sure that this fight is in fact on pay per view. Yes, this fight is on ESPN pay per view. And it's pay per view worthy. I don't expect anybody's putting up a fuss about this fight being on pay per view. But Ant said it on this week's show. He thinks it has the potential to be fight of the year. I never looked at it like that because I think that we've had a lot of bigger fights for the sake of words. I don't want to. Do I want to say like some fights that have been a little bit bigger? I do think that um, from a economical standpoint and from a popularity standpoint, excuse me, Tank versus Ryan blows this fight out of the water. You know, of course, everybody's been talking about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. getting it on. Everybody's saying that there's going to be an announcement soon and things like that. When does this fight happen? I think that this fight has kind of flown under the radar until we had to talk about it this week. Once we started talking about it, I started really looking at it like, wow, this is a banger. This is a great fight. Of course, great card. But then once Ant said this has the potential to be fight of the year, I love the promo for this. It's chess pieces. And that's what boxing is. Boxing, what they say, it's chess. It ain't checkers. This is chess. You know what I mean? I truly do believe that this is going to be chess at its finest. You take a look at Loma in his last fight. No, there was no resemblance of who he is. And so you would say, Loma's falling off. I don't think Loma's falling off. I don't think he has fallen off. I think if anything, fighters in boxing has caught up to him. I think that he was extremely superior, extremely early in his career, and I think that now he's still superior, but there's some other guys who are elite and superior as well. And at one point in time, we didn't see anybody that could touch Loma. So I think now we're starting to see that. Don't take away from Loma, just kind of give it to the guys who are coming up. Devin Haney, of course. Shakur Stevenson, of course, just moved up to 135. I think that boxing is, in a lot of ways, is just caught up to Loma. And he's in some 50-50 fights now that we've never seen him in. You take a look at his previous opponent, Jermaine Ortiz, a fighter that wasn't promoted to be what he was on Fight Night. And then we were surprised. If you promote him and you do what you do to show people that, hey, this is a really good fight, it could be close, and he's going to give Loma some fits and things like that. I think then we would have been, I think, a little bit more, we would have expected, for the sake of words, we would have saw the possibilities that were coming that actually came, And so I don't think that Loma has fallen off. And then what do I need to say about Devin Haney? I think he's stronger than a lot of people think. He's definitely bigger than a lot of people know. He is a big kid, and performing the way that he's been performing, especially the last two fights against George Kambosos. Saying that to say he's not even in his prime yet. So Devin, of course, is trouble, and I think a lot of trouble for Lomachenko. And so, just kind of going back to the chess moves, I'm curious to see what kind of game plan both these guys have. I think Haney's game plan is a little bit more, for the sake of words, simple. I think he does it well, and it's just about finding certain openings and taking those openings and not rushing things, and being mindful defensively. For Loma, I think his chess pieces have to move carefully. It has to be some in and out that he's always done. He's been known for the pivoting for a long time. He's got to be ready to move like a young veteran. You know what I mean? He's a slightly older veteran. I think right now, if you've been watching the podcast, you hear me say, I think Lomachenko is clearly in his prime right now. Maybe a little beyond his prime, maybe, but only because he turned pro a little later than most fighters do. And I think that also the mileage that he has at this point may have him a little beyond his prime. But if not, he's right in his prime. You know what I mean? So a fighter in his prime against a fighter who's approaching his prime, who do you put your money on? You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be an action-packed fight, and then I think that it's gonna be a lot of tit for tat, in and out, speed and power on both sides. It's oh yeah, this is gonna be a fight. This is gonna be a good one right here. We got Bob on the stage now. Hey, show Bob real quick, please. I do, y'all. I respect this man. And let me disclaimer, I have not paid attention to this man since he's been in boxing, and I don't know all of the history of this man, and I don't know every fight that he's promoted and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how business has been with him, and yes, we've seen the ups, the downs, and everything in recent years that Bob has been through. And we know his reputation in terms of fighters leaving him and signing with other promotional teams and things like that. We know all that, but at the end of the day, for a man to be, I do believe Bob is in his 90s. For a man to be able to move and do the things that he does. I was in the Ukraine, and coming back from the Ukraine, Bob was on a plane by himself, and he was putting his suitcase up in the suitcase part, whatever that's called. And I just was like, I was, of course, quickly ran to his aid, and by the time I got there, like, he was almost pushed it all the way in. You know what I mean? So he is at his age, for him to be able to move how he's moving. I'm definitely praying that I'm able to move like that when I reach his age. So I do want to give him respect, all the respect that we can at this point, for everything that he's done for the sport. And listen, man, you need the good, you need the bad, you need the ugly, you need the beautiful. All of it is necessary was necessary in order for this sport to get to where it is now. What up, fellas? My guys over there, losing the name, Andres and Kale. Andres and Kale. The corner boxing, the corner podcast. Hey, Andre. Hey, is it the corner? All right, yeah, I don't want to get that wrong. The corner podcast. Kale works for ESPN. Andres works for Sporting News. And they stay busy just like me. Everybody's getting on the stage now. We're about to get this going really, really soon. I'm gonna quiet down, and when you come back to me, once they start, of course, when you come back to me, maybe you'll hear some giggling. When you hear giggling, there's an immature, big ass black man next to me, and with 2 T's. So y'all just wait for the giggling. When y'all hear the giggling, y'all know he has arrived. One more thing for me, man. The excitement of this week, and it's not Tank and Ryan. To go from Tank and Ryan in Las Vegas and to come to this next, yeah, boxing is on the right track. So here we go. Give me off.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum, sitting right beside me. My name is Mark Chinook, and Fight Week continues here in Las Vegas. Brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of celebrations, by AutoZone. Get in the zone by Boost Mobile, money is power, and by C4 Energy that hits. Before we bring out our main event, joining me now are those that will square off on the pay-per-view portion of our card. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, I will sit down with those taking part in our undercard. 2 massive fights On our pay-per-view portion, 10 rounds in the lightweight division, Jeremiah Nakatia, Raymond Murataya. 10 rounds in the junior lightweight division, Adam Lopez, Oscar Valdez. Gentlemen, thank you so much for spending time with us today. I know Fight Week is chaotic, but being able to sit down with you, get a little insight as we creep closer and closer to Saturday means the world to everybody in boxing. We're sitting here, guys, on the floor of this legendary venue, and we'll start down there with you, sir. How you feeling? What does it mean to be sitting here inside MGM Grand Garden Arena on a card possibly, well, not possibly, arguably, the fight of fights in 2023?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back in Vegas. I'm happy. I can't wait for Saturday night and do my thing. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to be here. I would like to thank Mr. Bob Top Rank, our management, for considering me always. I would like to thank my promoter, Mr. Nesta, my team, my coach, Mr. Niji Natangwede. It was not easy to be here, but at least we are here now. So we are looking forward to Saturday so that we can make a statement.
Jeremiah, you said it wasn't easy to get here, and I had that written down. Talk about the journey and the travel that you go through to get to Las Vegas from Namibia.
Yeah, it's far. From Namibia to here to Las Vegas, it's quite a lot of hours flying. Yeah, but it's now, I'm getting used to it now. So it's not the first time, it's a couple of times that I have to fly from Namibia to Vegas and back. Yeah, I'm getting used now. It's not a problem. The distance is not a problem.
I got a real estate agent I'll put you in touch with. We'll get you a condo here in Vegas so you can spend more time with us. I love that smile. Raymond Murataya, you wanted this one. You're quoted on you wanted this one. Why now? Why this fight right now?
I mean, I'm just ready to be a champ, man. There's just nothing but hard work we're putting in, and I just can't wait for Saturday, man. I'm just trying to show people that I'm the next 135 champ.
Your last time out, what did you take away from that fight? You put on a show, but that first round, did you come out not warmed up enough? What was the reason behind that sort of rough start to that last time out?
Yeah, it's definitely, we're having trouble with the gloves in the back. But yeah, I definitely didn't warm up like I usually do. But I got knocked down, got back up, and I got the stoppage.
Jeremiah, I want to come back to you. 14 months ago was the last time you stepped into the ring, and I think you shocked the boxing world defeating Miguel Berchelt. An amazing display. Do we see that guy again Saturday night?
Just say it again.
You put on a show the last time you were in the ring.
Yes.
A beautiful display, a great victory.
Yes.
Do we see that same fighter again Saturday night?
Yeah, I think you're going to see more than that. The last time I was in Vegas, you see what I display. Come Saturday, it will be more than that.
Were you surprised when Raymond wanted to fight you Saturday night? When you got the call?
Yeah, I saw it on face. I saw it on social media when he mentioned my name, and I just want to say that he can't handle what he called out.
You want to respond to that? He said you can't handle what you called out.
Listen, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for anybody right now. To be the best, man, you just gotta go through these people, man, and I'm just trying to get to the top. So I'll be taking care of business Saturday.
This card is stacked top to bottom. You're clearly on it for a reason. When you see the two guys in the main event, is that where you want to be one day?
That's exactly where I want to be, man, and hopefully I can get the winner.
I was reading a quote. Your father's your trainer, Garcia's your manager, but Robert's chimed in here and there. He's given you some great tips. You were quoted on that. How's that dynamic helped you get to where you are today?
It's been great, man. These guys, they know me so well. They have a lot of experience in boxing, man, and it's just been great and a pleasure to have them by my side.
Jeremiah, I got one more question for you. Back home, you work as a police officer, and I actually think I asked you this once back in the hallway. Do you get more nervous stepping into the ring, or are you more nervous walking the beat back in Namibia?
no nervous at all. Being a police officer, it open your mind. You know, a lot of environment that you go through. It doesn't. It make your mind stronger when you're a police officer or when you're a forceman. I'm a forceman. There's nothing to fear. It feel like I can also work anywhere in the world. So there's nothing to fear about being here or being anywhere.
Listen, gentlemen, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today. We're going to move on here. 10 rounds in the junior lightweight division. This is a rematch. Adam Lopez, Oscar Valdez. Gentlemen, I think a lot of people want to see this one again. Oscar, you're 1 year out of the ring. How excited are you to get back into it?
Oh, man, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm extremely excited, man, because it's been 1 year since my last fight, you know, and then coming off a loss, you know, it's more motivating because it doesn't matter if you lose. What matters is how you come back. If you come back strong or you decide to stay small. So I just want to come back and set the statement and go on from there. You know, I'm very excited. This is what I felt like I was born to do. I've been fighting ever since I was 8 years old, and just can't wait to be in the ring. It felt like eternity this long year.
Yeah, boxing needs you in the ring. It's an exciting time to be a part of boxing, and clearly this card on Saturday night is a perfect example of that. Adam, you took the fight against Oscar on 1 day's notice. It was an incredible fight. Everybody still talks about it. You wanted this rematch. Are you surprised it's happening?
I'm surprised it's happening. Oscar told me he'd give me the rematch after our first fight, but it never came about. You know, he went on, he won his world title. We both went our separate ways, but we come back full circle, and I think it's a great time that we both fighting at this time on this card. It's a huge fight. People have been wanting to see it. I'm very excited for it.
How is working with Eric Brown help you dial things in?
Eric Brown is such a great coach. He's brought out the best in me. Every single day I'm in the gym, he's making sure I'm on my P's and Q's or I might get smacked that day. Yeah. He's definitely an old school coach, definitely pushed me to my limits every single day, and I think he got the best out of me this camp for sure.
Oscar, he was surprised he got the rematch. Why was it important to you to offer him the rematch and get back in there with him?
Like you said before, after the first fight, you know, we said we're going to get the rematch, and it was, like I said, it's perfect timing. Yeah. The perfect timing, and right now, I just want to step in the ring. I want to thank Bob and Top Rank, my manager, Frank Espinosa, for making this happen again, stepping inside the ring. Like I said, it's what I love to do. I love being in the gym. I love training. I love fighting. So you guys are going to see something different Saturday night.
Bob, I want to bring you in here. You're sitting here like a ninja. You don't say much until I call upon you. We got an amazing 10-round lightweight bout with Murataya Nakatia and a 10-round junior lightweight bout here, Valdez and Lopez. Talk about these four guys for a little bit, because they've been such a big part of top-ranked boxing.
Well, you have to understand, we have an incredible main event, which is a pick'em fight with Haney and Lomachenko. And it really behooves us to dress up the card with the best fights that we could make. And the two fights up here are tremendous contests, really good betting fights, good close fights, and the fans will enjoy them. And the fans are going to enjoy the entire night. The card is loaded. You'll see tomorrow with the fighters, young fighters who start with ESPN Plus, and then a championship fight on ESPN, and it's really a tribute to boxing, because the main event, these two warriors, Haney and Loma, deserve the best possible card that we could give them.
Oscar, I want to come back to you. I'm more of a boxer. I don't really consider myself a hard-hitting fighter, but I can do all different styles. I can bang. If the guy boxes, I can pressure. If I'm a pressure guy, I can also box. Whatever the fighter brings, I'll switch it up. You've been candid about your relationship with Eddie Reynoso and how he's helped you. What are some of the things that you took away from your last fight that you have spent working on and improving on, so that we see a different Oscar in the ring with a different mindset?
You always learn from Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso is a great trainer, and like I said, well, I always thank Eddie for giving me the time that we need to keep on improving, because we all know he has the big guy, the face of boxing. He has Canelo Alvarez, so that will take a lot of time from him. But him giving me the time and the effort to keep on improving and learning, I always thank him. And we always work on a lot of things. But one thing that's always clear for me is he always works on the defense area. And it doesn't mean we're not going to be offensive at the time, but we always got to keep that defense at every moment, so no surprises come. But with my fight against Shakur Stevenson, it was completely different, because Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter. He's very technical, very has a great ring IQ. So it was a great learning experience from fighting Shakur.
The last time you fought Adam, a lot of people in boxing said the fight was prematurely stopped. A lot of chatter on social, people commenting. Did part of that weigh in on the rematch, saying, hey, look, let's just do it again and let me show you what this is all about?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we said it before that we were going to have the rematch, and due to the fact that people were commenting and saying that they want the rematch because it was an early stoppage, then I said, okay, we have to do this. Eventually, we're gonna end up doing it, and I think right now is the perfect moment. So we're ready.
Yeah, it is the perfect moment. It's the perfect fight for this card as well. Adam, quote, I've had a lot more time to think about Oscar. I'm a lot older now. I've got more experience. It's going to be a different story. How do you change the ending to this story on Saturday night?
I'm a different fighter, man. He fought me, I was 23 years old with 15 fights. You know, I'm 27 now. I got 21 fights. I've been in there with some of the best since him. You know, I've taken some losses, but I've learned from them losses. I've never turned down no fights. I take hard fights every single time I'm out there, you know, and I learn from them every single time. I'm learning inside and outside the ring. So the time I'm in right now, I'm the best I've felt, the best I've been, the best shape I've been in. It's a different story. If he thinks it's going to be an easy fight, he's in for a long night.
I said it to Oscar. I say it to you. Boxing is better with you in the ring. We're excited to see you in there. There's a lot of talk about Navarrete and Lopez. Do you want to play spoiler to that conversation?
I'm definitely here to mess up the game plans, for sure.
Oscar, any last comments before we wrap it up and we let you guys face it off for the first time?
All good. I'll just let my fist do the talking Saturday night.
Yeah, these two fights Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be absolute fireworks. And as to Bob's comment, the card is absolutely stacked. Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you now to just simply leave your microphones on your chairs, and we're going to let you face off for the first time. And then we are going to bring out our main event. Everybody watching, please sit tight. We're going to let these guys face it off for the first time this week.
Yes, sir. We back. My man DDA is making it happen, and I'm enjoying this, man. I'm enjoying seeing my man get down the way he's getting down. Moving on to the co-main and the main right there, or excuse me, the co-main and whatever you call the fight just before the co-main. We got two exciting fights right there. Two bangers, action-packed, probably more than likely non-stop punching the entire fight from both of these fights right here. And these are the kind of fights that, you know, you want on the undercard. Of course, you want names on the undercard. We got names. And, of course, you want high-level competition in action. And that's what Top Rank is bringing to us, you know. So, shout out to Bob. Shout out to Top Rank. Shout out to Evan, everybody who helped put this together. This is actually our first time working with Top Rank and doing a media blitz with Top Rank. So, this is, you know, basically we just getting our feet wet, and we're gonna do the best we can to make sure you guys enjoy what we're able to bring you guys before the big night. And I'm not sure if Ant's gonna attend the fight with me, even though I asked him to. We'll see what happens. I think after this they'll be bringing on the main event. I never fought, like I fought international fighters as an amateur, but never fought European fighters. I don't think I fought any European fighters as a pro. And the reason why I bring that up is because I think it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic between these two, how their attitudes are and their personalities are towards one another. But I do know that when there's a language barrier, some things really don't cut through the way they're supposed to, So I'm interested to see what Devin's got to say. Devin did a media tour before this fight, and as he's supposed to do, making sure that everybody knows that he's about to get in the ring and put up those 4 belts and go at it with none other than Vasyl Lomachenko. So I think that it was important for him to do that media tour, but at the same time, when you get an opportunity now to sit right here in front of your opponent, are you talked out? Do you have anything else creative to come to the table with, or is it just going to be, the presence of being respectful and things like that? So, see what happens. I told Ant, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Pizza. I'm hungry, y'all. I didn't intentionally want to fast today, and I find myself fasting. I'm not going to go through with the fast today, y'all. I'm not going to go through with the fast today. So, I told Ant, yo, if you don't bring me no food, you ain't getting on. So, appreciate him looking out for me like that. He'll be here in a minute, and see what's coming up next. Let me talk to you guys. My man TM said, is Bob's eyes even open? That was funny. Yes, Bobby, this fight should be on pay-per-view. I don't really understand. Let me keep it real. I don't really understand pay-per-view wholly. What class of what qualifies you to be on pay-per-view? You got to be exciting. Both these guys are exciting. You got to obviously you be wanting belts in the ring. All 4 of them, all the belts are in the ring. What disqualifies this to be on pay-per-view? It seemed like you aren't happy that this fight is on pay-per-view. I think it's pay-per-view worthy. I think both guys have done enough to obviously to get to where they are right now. This is a pay-per-view night. And look at the undercard, man. This is a pay-per-view card. And I always say, when you pay for pay-per-view, you're not paying for the main event. You're paying for an entire event. That means sit your ass down in your seat at that 7 o'clock, whatever time pay-per-view start, and check out the fights. And then, on top of that, ESPN Plus. You want to come on right quick? Valdez, you want to come on right quick? Kept it pushing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He kept it pushing. I got denied. It's all good. Oscar Valdez just walked by. We'll see if we can get him on at some point this week. But you're paying for the whole event, and Top Rank put one together for y'all. And on top of that, you got ESPN Plus too, which got some really good fights. I wouldn't say good fights, but exciting young fighters / prospects will be getting the night going on ESPN Plus. So it's gonna be a long night of boxing. It's gonna be a good night of boxing. Probably one of the best cards in a long time. Yes, Gallinacci, I am out here hustling. I appreciate you, big dog. We need to talk soon too, so that's on me. It's on me. I already know. It's on me. I want to do a one-on-one with Rolly this week. If I don't do it this week, I'm gonna do it next week. That one-on-one. Nope. I did. I asked Ant to be in on that one. So I ain't gonna cut Ant out. But the interview that I get in with Rolly in the next week will be on our Patreon. So don't want you guys to miss that episode. You gotta subscribe to the Patreon in order to see that kind of content. I already promoted that. I'm gonna do the best I can to get Timothy Bradley in the studio. If I don't get him in the studio, I'm definitely going to try to bring him back in so that I can get this one-on-one in with him. I'm excited to do a one-on-one interview with Timothy Bradley. So just want you guys to subscribe to the Patreon. I look forward to bringing that exclusive content to you guys. And I want you guys to be able to see this as soon as it drops. Alejandro Haro. What up, big dog? I'm doing well. busy as always. Family is good. Um, every day ain't easy, but every day I'm grateful, and I do enjoy most of what happens every day in my life. Um, I got Lopez. I really do. I like what he just said up there. Um, yep. I like what he just said up there. He said I was young, um, and, and it was a really good and relatively close fight even back then. But he said I was young, inexperienced, and I'm ready for you now. I do believe that. On the other side of that, Oscar, that last fight that he had against Shakur Stevenson, no, that fight didn't really to the naked eye, it didn't take any years away from him. But you never know how a fighter feels when they get. Let's keep it real, man. Like, he got dominated. How does a fighter come back from a fight like that, being dominated like that? I do believe in Oscar Valdez. I do believe that he's got that Mexican heart. But hey, we'll see what happens. I do. What up? I do train. And I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. So I've been going to the gym. All I do is I do the bike, and I do push-ups. I lift the weights and things like that. I'm doing everything that I haven't been able to do since I moved down to 147 pounds. I'm no longer worried about building muscle, and that's why I look like that. You know what I mean? But to keep it real with you guys, today, for the first time, it was the first time I shadow boxed since my last fight, since being in the locker room before the fight. Today was the first time I ever shadow boxed. There's no message that goes along with that. I'm just letting y'all know, number one, I hate shadow boxing, but I was in the sauna by myself. I said, shoot, let me see what's up. Probably about 52 seconds in, I was tired and was like, all right, yeah, I'm done. But nonetheless, man, just today, first time I've run my hands since my last fight. Almost 2 years. Carson said PEDs is how you bounce back. Let's put some PEDs in this hip right here, and I might be good to go. Music Cool says we need one more. Well, I did think about it, but shoot, the work it's gonna take. Man, we'll see what happens. I've been saying that long enough, huh? When is me and Ant sparring? That's a great question. I've been dragging my feet on that. And I can't wait to bust him up in the ribs, man. I can't wait. I need to put that together. Stop with all the nonsense. And that's going on Patreon too. That'll be streamed live on the Patreon. So, hey DDA, we gonna have to put you and Hafey together at the same time for that one. That's gonna be streamed live on the Patreon. Also, what I was trying to do was I didn't want it to be just me and Ant in one round and that be it. Talking to Naeem, Lynn, and Kevin Hart's crew, and a couple of other guys. I wanna kind of do something where it's a little bit more going on, it's a little more fun than just me busting up Ant for one round. So we will see. Nonetheless, I want to make sure we make that happen this year. So I'm gonna hold myself to that. This year, Shawn Porter will be breaking one of Ant's ribs, and no, I'm not paying for it. Mauro Bastamante. Shawn, can you see Loma pull an upset? Yes, I do. I didn't think Pac upset Thurman. I never thought that that Thurman was gonna beat Pac. I thought that Pacquiao did everything that he was supposed to do. Obviously, he set the tone in the very first round. I didn't think Thurman was gonna beat Pacquiao. I didn't consider that a upset. From a boxer's perspective, I don't consider it an upset to see Loma beat Haney. Obviously, Haney being undisputed, yes, there's a bit of it has the facade of being an upset, but when you consider everything that Lomachenko has done throughout his career, he is what you call a live dog in this fight. And in a lot of ways, in some ways, this is 50-50. I do personally have it maybe I'll go with 60-40 just to make it not so that it's not complicated. But I have it 60-40 for Haney, for Dev. I think that he's gonna handle it. I think he's gonna do what he has to do. But Lomachenko, experience. Lomachenko, unique abilities. Lomachenko, one of the hardest working fighters that I've seen personally. And I mean, a whole host of other generous and real things to be said about Lomachenko. He beats Haney. It is not an upset. He beats Haney. It's an amazing fight and deserves an instant rematch. He beats Haney. It's more than likely the fight of the year. Simple as that. Oh, Anthony Johnson, Shawn, you're not good on calling fights. Am I not good at calling fights like ringside, or am I not good at calling fights like predicting fights? I'm on record for years now saying that I hate predicting fights. I do believe that I do believe that I have the ability to predetermine what a fight is going to look like. I do not have the ability to predict the fight and say that guy is going to win X amount of rounds and X amount of knockdowns, all those things. I don't have the ability to do that. But if you saying that I don't have the ability to be ringside calling fights, which I thoroughly enjoy doing, I would salute you, sir, and say, okay, thank you for your comment. You said Ryan Garcia would beat Tank. I never said Ryan Garcia was gonna beat Tank. I never said that. And I'll real quick. I said if I had to bet my last dollar, I'm putting my last dollar on Tank. Okay. If I'm going with some monopoly money, some play money, some money that I don't care about, I'll go ahead and put that on Ryan, because I did believe that Ryan had the kind of power that it took to possibly do something amazing. But I thought it was a long shot. Well, not really a long shot, but I did not see Ryan beating Tank, and I'm pretty sure I never said that Ryan was going to beat Tank. If you thought that was what you heard, I just kind of clarified it right there. And I will also say this. Showtime did a cut of me saying exactly what I just said, and they cut it and made it sound as if I said I was putting my money on Ryan. They cut everything that I said about the last dollar on Tank and the play money on Ryan, and they took that money on Ryan part. And so, y'all be doing me dirty up out there, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm still here, though. I'm still here. I agree, TM. Loma unanimous decision is a good bet, because it is not far-fetched to see him beating Haney. Haney has amazing speed, amazing ability, and all that kind of stuff. And it seems like he gets really prepared for his fights. But Loma is Loma. I don't think Loma's not 2017 Loma, 2018 Loma. But Loma is still Loma. So we'll see what happens. Then what have 9-3 round 9-3 Haney. Ooh, that's why. That's why. That's why. Yeah. See, like this, I don't like getting into like how many rounds a fighter's gonna win. I'll say, yeah, 8-4 maybe. 8-4 Haney. That's what I'm gonna go with. 8-4 Haney. Anthony, he said, saying that respectfully though. Yeah, I got you, big dog. I appreciate that, man. And don't get it twisted, man. Like, I take everything as positive criticism. Even some of the negative things that I've said, I flip it and make it positive. And I do the best that I can for you guys for this podcast. I love it. I love broadcasting and all that. So I'm doing the best I can. Listen though, when Ant get here, I'm gonna do the best I can and not be eating in y'all face. But I'm going to eat when Ant get here. Should have told me to give me some chips, too. Need some chips. Ooh, my battery gonna die. No, I'm good. Jay Miller, he said, if Loma wins, Tank is next. If Dev wins, he's got Shakur um, as his mandatory. So either that fight or up to 40. Yeah, listen, if and when Haney moves up to 40, because I think that's gonna happen probably in the next 365. When he moves up to 140, and they try to make that fight happen with Tank, they ain't not doing no catch weight. They not doing no we gonna meet you here. They stand firm, 140 or no fight, and rightfully so. He's an amazing talent, and I think by the time that fight is ready to be made, both those guys will have. Well, I think in a lot of ways Haney's playing catch up from a standpoint of fans and a following and things like that. But once Haney gets there, which I do believe will be in the next 365 ish, both those guys, man, they gonna have a lot of demands. And I think that fight is gonna be a hard one to make from a standpoint of just the agreements and things like that. But I can assure you that both those guys will want that fight when it's time. I really like Haney and Shakur, and I also really like. I love Shakur and Gervonta. To me, that is the best fight to be made in boxing right now, bar none. Heavyweight, middleweight, it don't matter. That is the fight to be made in boxing, and it's hard to look forward like so far forward. But I mean, I would love to have that fight next year. Um, I can't look past next year. It's hard for me to kind of like determine what is a year away, what is 2 years away. But man, that is the fight to be made in boxing. Alejandro, I appreciate you, sir. Then what if you might go down as a better commentator than boxer respectfully? Would you believe that I don't take any disrespect to that at all? And would you believe that that's my plan? Think about it like this. There's thousands and thousands of fighters out there. There's thousands of fighters that get elite. I mean, the rankings in terms of greatest fighters of all time, it changes every year because fighters are steadily being produced and are steadily being amazing time after time. But there ain't that many commentators out there. There ain't that many fights that can be commentated through the year. You know what I mean? My agents, when I signed with them, they said if we sign you, we're not signing another. We're not signing any other boxing commentators. And I said, why not? He said, well, think about it. It ain't that much work to go around. Why would we struggle trying to put you on one show and then trying to get you on next week, and then we got somebody else now we're trying to juggle that work? He said, They said, you're the best. We want to work with the best, and we want to make sure the best does it all. And they've been doing a great job with me. You guys been seeing me all around the world, the country, doing a lot of different jobs. And it's because I got great agents working with me and making sure that they expose me as much as they can. So, yes, back to what I was saying. No, I'm not. I'm never going to be revered as probably never revered as good as Sugar Ray Leonard. But you put me up against him in the commentary booth. You put what he did in the commentary booth against what I did in the commentary booth. Yes, respectfully, I do believe that one day I will be the best boxer turned commentator ever, and that's my goal. My goal was never to be the best fighter ever. My goal was to do everything that I did, and now I'm moving on to do bigger and better things. Appreciate you guys. Looks like they're getting back up on the stage. Don Gotti, Shawn, I'm a big fan of yours, 100%. You are probably one of the most humble, down-to-earth boxers ever. I love what I do, man, and I love who God has made me to be. Love it. Gusto Valdez Garcia Porter, no doubt Hall of Fame. I appreciate that. Jay Miller, if Dev, did I read this one already? If Dev beats Loma, then beats Shakur, he's the #1 fighter pound for pound. How could you not? Think that's the only way he has any negotiating power with Tank. Will Dev take that path?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll get back to
welcome
that.
back inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. I say that every time, but rarely is he sitting right beside me. Bob, how excited are you about this main event Saturday night?
Well, if you're a boxing fan, you have to be tremendously excited. This is what boxing is all about. Two evenly matched guys, two tremendous professionals fighting for supremacy. I can't wait for Saturday night.
I can't wait to bring them up. They're in the building, so let's bring them up here. Please welcome the former unified lightweight champion of the world, Vasily Lomachenko and Igis Klimas, and the youngest undisputed champion in the modern era, Devin the Dream Haney and Bill Haney. Gentlemen, come on up. Welcome, gentlemen. Guys, thank you for spending some time. Fight week well underway. Champ, I'll start with you. Now that we're into fight week, do you feel any different, or are you just rolling with it?
Oh, man, alhamdulillah. I'm happy that fight week is finally here. This is all a dream come true for me. It's crazy that it's finally here. I've trained, I had a great training camp, me and my team, and it's go time, Saturday night.
Bill, I want to bring you in right away. I asked you this yesterday at Grand Arrivals, but I want to dig in a little bit deeper. When you take the training hat off and you sit there beside your son as father, how proud are you?
Oh, I'm extremely proud. This is something that Devin has been working towards. We've had a great example of a father and son duo with Loma and his dad who've been epitome of professionalism and a hard-working journey. So it's a great opportunity on this big stage for me and Devin as a duo to our climax be a fight against a hell of a team like Lomachenko team.
There's been a lot of talk, a lot of amazing blood, sweat, and tears programs. Top Rank's done an incredible job promoting this fight. Devin, you've said consistently over and over, he should have fought you 4 years ago. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, no, Top Rank ESPN has done a tremendous job, promoting the fight. This is the one. This is the big one for me, and I'm happy with the way that Top Rank has did the promotion. But yeah, I definitely feel like he should have fought me 4 years ago. Well, I would have at least got my shot 4 years ago. But Allah is a perfect planner, and now the time has finally come. It's gonna be worse than it would have been 4 years ago for him.
Loma, Igis, welcome to the stage. Thank you guys so much for being here. Loma, you had this opportunity to fight for the undisputed titles, but you turned it down to return to your homeland and fight for your country. Talk about that for a minute and how that impacted your life and this journey getting to where we are today.
Hi everyone. Look, it's hard to say because it's you can change nothing. If you say something or do something, it's nothing change. I think only God can change. So we need to do just pray and ask Him about stop this war.
Absolutely. Igis, I want to ask you, was there concern from you and the camp and everybody involved when that decision was made?
First of all, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having us here in Vegas. Beautiful, beautiful city, good boxing, mega city. Of course, when we, with a Top Rank, made this path road for Lomachenko to fight Kambosos and go to Australia, we were very excited. And then I made a phone call to Vasily and said, look, we have an opportunity to go on to fight with the Cambosas, and for all those titles you were dreaming. And the answer was, I guess, no, I'm not going. It's not what is on my mind. Right now, I can't think about my career. I can't think about boxing. All I can see right now is just our country is being bombed, people getting killed, and everybody here in this country needs me here. I can't go aboard. So I'm sorry. And I said, this could be a last opportunity. And he says, if it's that meant to be, that's what it's meant to be. My decision is to stay here. And in the beginning, I kind of like, wow, we are working so hard to do that. That was my kind of like a first thoughts. But after that, I realized how strong he is and how good human being and how good man he is. And I told him, you're better than me for sure.
Yeah. There are a lot of things more important than the sport of boxing. One of them is patriotism, particularly when your country is in the grips of defending itself from a terrible aggressor. And it's a small country compared to the size of the aggressor. But with will and determination, look how this thing is turning out. The Ukrainians are giving better than they're taking from the Russians, and I salute all of the people in Ukraine, and I salute Vasily Lomachenko for the stand he took, staying behind to defend his country rather than participate across the globe in Australia in a fight.
Loma, now that we're here and you've had a camp and you've talked about this being your dream for so long, and now it's here Saturday night, how locked in are you? I'm hearing the term from your camp, locked in, a lot. How has camp been and how locked in are you?
It was hard, like always. It was very hard, and but it was more motivation. It was big motivation for me, because I understand it's a last chance to be undisputed. That's why it's every train, every day, push me, and push me. And now, 4 more days.
Devin, I want to come back to you, man. This is an unbelievable weekend. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. This is your hometown, pulling up to MGM Grand. You talked about as a kid seeing all of the big fights here. This is your big weekend. Is this your toughest opponent to date, even though you hold all the belts and you went to Australia twice? Is this the toughest fight of your life?
I mean, every fight, up to date is, your toughest test, because, it's only more at stake. Every fight, we want to win every fight. So, on paper, this is my toughest test. But I look to make it an easy night on Saturday night, and as easy as possible, and come out victorious.
You wanted this one. You've been calling for it. Here we are.
Yeah, I've been calling for it for, like I said, 4 years. But the time is finally come. I take my hat off to him for even, giving me a shot after 4 years. I respect everything that he's, did his decision to, stay and fight for his country and all that. That gave me the shot. It aligned for me to get my shot to go to Australia. So it was only right that I give him the shot as well, like a true champion should. And I look to put on a great fight for the fans on Saturday night.
Do you ever step back and look at how far you've come in such a short amount of time? And we talk about ESPN, we talked about blood, sweat, and tears. What an incredible journey this has been. All of this exposure, these documentaries, cameras following you around. And 24 years old.
Yeah, man, everything has. I knew that one day all of this would come, but alhamdulillah that it came faster than what I thought it would. But I worked hard for it. I dedicated. I've been dedicated since I was 7 years old. I put my all into it, and it prepared me for these big moments. Everything up to this point, fighting in Tijuana, going to Australia, doing all these things it all prepared me for this point. And I'm blessed to be here. I'm happy to be here, and I'm having fun.
Bill, I want to ask you the same thing. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams we'd be here now at this point in his career at this age?
It's just truly been an amazing journey. It took a lot of people behind the scenes to make this thing happen. Devin has been wanting to fight. It was important to him while we were coming back from Australia, while the plane still had turbulence. He wanted to go to New York to challenge Vasyl Lomachenko and to give the people of Ukraine the opportunity to see their champion fight for undisputed. So that meant a lot to us. You know, it was great people that worked on it, such as Lou DiBella, our attorney John Hornhuer, who really worked behind the scenes and said, if this fight can happen, it's going to happen. And he was a man of his word. We were thankful for it, and now we're here.
We're all here, and we're all thrilled that you guys are here, both parties. Incredible families of boxing. And we can go through the card and talk about all of the families involved in Saturday night, and I think that's what puts this one leaps and bounds above others. There's been some talk, you guys, this week. Loma, he called you an amateur, and you haven't fought anyone like him. He's going to walk all over you.
I don't want to talk about this.
You guys were in the tunnel just here yesterday. MGM Grand, our cameras were following you, and you called him dirty a little bit. He said at breaks, he doesn't break, he likes to throw punches. You guys okay over there? So the chatter's been happening this week. Like, it's starting.
Yeah, I mean, it's fight time, you know. I just called a spade a spade. I know what he's preparing for, but at the end of the day, we're prepared for whatever he brings to the table, and it won't matter. Whatever, if you want to make it a dirty fight, we got answers.
Igis, you've been in this game a long time. Is this the biggest fight that you've been a part of?
It's one of the biggest, but I've been involved in the very big fights. I've been involved in the stadiums with 90,000 people fight around the world, including UK, Saudi Arabia, United States, T-Mobile's Arena. So yes, it's one of the biggest. But I just wanted to ask a question to the whole people around here. I wanted to ask a question. First of all, I wanted to thank Haney. I wanted to thank the Haney family, Bill, David, for giving this opportunity for Vasily to fight for his dream. And very thankful for Top Rank, ESPN, promoting this fight. Thank you guys very much. Without you, it wouldn't be happening. I like the talk going between the camps. I like that. But I also very like the respect going from both camps to each other. Usually it's going like, you know, swearing to each other and ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba until we're going to go to the ring. This is going a very good, nice promotion. I wanted to thank everybody. Second, what I wanted to say is, what's the question was?
Hey, Igis, we're only a little bit mad that you wouldn't have given us the opportunity that we're giving you right now. We're just only a little bit mad.
4 years ago?
Anytime. Would you have ever given us the opportunity that we're giving you guys right now?
Look, 4 years ago, Lomachenko came in already as an established boxer. He didn't have a time in his career to go and to fight the young fighters. 4 years ago, you're going to agree with me, David was not a name, big name in the boxing. David didn't have any titles. Lomachenko was always chasing champions, the big names. So
you told me it would never happen. You told me it would never happen, and we believe in God, we believe in Allah, and we know that Allah knows best. You said it would never happen, and I said we'll see.
And you were right at that point, because I never was thinking David was going to be an undisputed champion, and he is. And you know, it's more respect to him. And that's what we're at.
Have anybody else ever rung your phone like we called your phone to fight Lomachenko? Is there anyone else raising their hand to fight this great fighter right here?
First of all, you know better than me, we are in the boxing business. We have different promoters, we have different networks, and you guys were with a Matchroom, you were on the Zone, we were with a Top Rank, we were on the ESPN. Even Lomachenko had a signed agreement with ESPN exclusivity. We couldn't go to the Zone no matter what. So it is what it is. But right now we're here.
Is there any other top fighter that has rung your phone to fight Vasyl Lomachenko?
No.
No, that's the answer.
No.
So to the people, this is a tough guy, Lomachenko, 3 division world champion, 2 Olympic medals. My son, 24 years old, has been chasing him because he's a great fighter. Let's make that understood. No one is chased Lomachenko the way he is because he's a great fighter, and Devin is putting himself to the test and giving the Ukraine people something to hope for in a champion as Lomachenko.
I'll tell you one thing, everybody was running from Lomachenko. It was hard to get somebody in the ring with Lomachenko. And you were chasing, exactly, yes. So Saturday night, I think, is going to be a very, very nice and a good fight for the fans, for the world of boxing. But I forgot what you asked me, Mark.
No, this is the way it's supposed to be. I don't even care. I'm not going to ask any more questions for the rest of the afternoon. I think we just sit here and we freeball and see what happens. I want to go back to the biggest fight comment, Igis, because that's what I started with. But your answer, you said, hey, stadiums, 90,000, 100,000, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Take all of that away, and I want to pose the same question to Bill. I'll give you both an opportunity. How does this fight differ in your gut, in your soul, in your heart when it comes to winning this fight?
Look, over those years we've been working with Vasily since he started a pro. We became friends. We became like a father and a son. We became very close. So his dreams are my dreams. Every time in the 10 years I was hearing, when we're going to do Undisputed, when we're going to do Undisputed. So now you're asking me how big fight, how do we want that fight? It's the same thing like you ask a blind man, do you want to see? Yes, we want this fight. It's a big fight, and we ready for it. He is ready. I'm sorry, not I, me, him.
Well, I think that's a good Freudian slip, because I think you have to be ready too. Bill?
Well, simple and plain. We started this journey when Devin was 8 years old. And along the journey, I asked Devin how good did he want to be. And he said he wanted to be one of the best that ever put on a pair of gloves. And to be that, you must step up to these kind of challenges. He's evolved into an incredible young man, both inside and outside the ring. I couldn't be more happy with his decision. He is the boss of our company, and we're moving straight ahead.
I love that. Loma, I want to come to you. You have been complimentary of Devin, his skill, his ability, but you said it's nothing new, and you have a job to do. All the belts are on the line. How do you walk out of the ring holding them on Saturday night?
Look, he really a high-level boxer. He understands boxing. He knows what he needs to do. He can use his reach. He can use his feet and fill in distance. But I have a big experience in this sport, and it will be very interesting for me.
Devin? Hearing him compliment you like that, but also know that he has a job to do?
Yeah, I mean, we both have a job to do. You know, he has many good attributes that he does in the ring, but it's for me to go in there and crack the code and exploit his weaknesses.
I mentioned this earlier. Vegas is home. How do you and your team put pause on Vegas and all of the distractions that come along with that? You being at home, all your friends, all your family blowing you up. Hey, I need tickets. Can you get me into the suite? You got a credential for me? How do you separate all of that stuff so that you can just focus on the task at hand? Can you give us a little insight as to the camp and the family around you that's got your back?
I mean, it's tunnel vision for me. You know, I don't see nobody else, nothing else but Loma and being victorious. You know, the tickets going to do what they're going to do. Everything's, you know, I got a team that takes care of those things. But my main focus is Loma, winning the fight. You know, I put my all into training camp. I push myself, and I'm ready to go. All the other, you know, things that come with a big event, you know, it is what it is. It comes with the territory. But my main focus is being victorious.
Ramadan fell during camp. We documented it in the series. It was incredible to see. A lot of friends who are Muslim who had to fast for the month. You guys went downtown. You gave out food. You went above and beyond. Was it difficult for you to put your faith aside for a little bit or approach it in a different way during camp?
Yeah, it was definitely, you know, difficult because I wanted to fast. Most of my family was fasting during Ramadan, and I fasted for I want to say almost 2 weeks, or a little bit under 2 weeks or whatever. But I wanted to fast with my family and, make the sacrifices. But Allah understands that, this is my job. This is how I feed my family. So that's when, I made zakat and gave back as much as I could. But, so much blessings always come for me and my family after Ramadan. After Ramadan, the biggest blessings come to me, I feel. And the fight is right after Ramadan, and this is a blessing. And me being victorious would be even more of a blessing. So, like I said, once again, I'm excited for Saturday night.
Loma, you've said time and time again, you like danger. There's danger over here. Saturday night, is this the most dangerous opponent that you think you've ever faced?
Maybe I can answer after Saturday night. Then I check this one. But of course, right now it's most important moment in a boxing right now.
Without question, Bob, this is a fight of fights. Our T-shirts say Top Rank since 1966. Where does this one rank among your list of favorite fights to have promoted?
This ranks right up with the best ones. Why? Because it's so competitive and there are so many opinions out there as to who will win. The odds are very, very close, so that means it's a really good betting fight. And if the fight is a good betting fight and people believe it's going to be so competitive, there's nothing better in boxing or in sports. And so I am so pleased with these two fighters, with the determination that they brought with them. This will be a great fight and a great night for the sport of boxing.
Everybody in this room who works in boxing has a pound-for-pound list. Do you pay attention to that? And after Saturday night, victorious, where are you on that list in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, the world has seen me, pay attention to the pound-for-pound list and, feel a way about it. But at the end of the day, it's only an opinionated list, and it is what it is. My main focus is being victorious, beating Loma, and wherever they put me on the pound-for-pound list, it should be high.
Loma, you've been atop of that list pretty much your entire professional career. What does a fight like Saturday night mean to you, aside from the belts and undisputed, because I know at the end of the day it's just simply about that. But rank this fight in the history of your career now, where that lives and what that does for you.
Look, it's mean then you put a goal in your life, you need to take it. If you can do this from first time, you can try to do this from second time and again. But you need to take your goal, your dream. This is what I try to do, and it's mean if I take it, I be really very, very happy. And thanks for God, thanks for to my promoter, my top rank company, my manager, my family, my father, and all people who support us.
Styles make fights, and clearly we have two incredible styles taking the ring Saturday night. Bill, are there things that you guys worked on specific to his style that we will see possibly that we didn't or haven't seen from Devin?
Preparing for a Lomachenko, you can prepare for everything that you see him do, but he has the ability to rise to a different level. All champions of yesteryear, they bring out a gear that you haven't seen. So you can't just necessarily prepare for him. We can do our best to prepare. Devin has an array in his toolbox. We've brought out every weapon. We've dusted it off. And I'm confident that Devin will make the adjustment needed on the May the 20th. But I have a question for Mr. Aaron. Sir, where will you rank the winner of this fight and in terms of the pound-for-pound or even as a future great, as an all-time great?
Bill, that is a trap question because I got so many young fighters out there that if I ever mentioned anything about pound for pound, they'd be on my ass in 30 minutes. So, Bill, you got to let me off the hook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I can say my world. If David gonna win, he's gonna have my vote, pound for pound number one.
Yes, sir.
vice
Yes,
versa.
sir. Inshallah.
And vice versa. And vice versa for me.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
think everybody in the room agrees that this is the fight of fights. We've been waiting for this one a long time. What's up, brother? Egas, for you, the same question that I just posed to Bill. Styles make fights. This has the potential to be absolute fireworks.
No, it's gonna be, I guarantee, for not for a single guy, it's gonna be just a walking in the park. It's gonna be a very, very hard fight for the both sides. I hope they prepared as much as I can see. They are prepared. I know for fact Loma prepared. Let's do it on a Saturday night.
The boxing community has the utmost respect for both of you guys. It is an absolute privilege for us in the boxing world to have this fight happening. I think we can all agree that this is something that the community, this sport, needs more of. If you end up with all the belts on your shoulder like you got them right now on Saturday night, where do you go from here? Where do you see yourself going next?
It's a lot of big fights to be made. For me, I'm still young. I want to fight the best fighters in the world. My main focus is being victorious on Saturday, and then we're gonna, go back, talk to my dad, Top Rank, my team, and then we'll see what's next. But my main focus is being victorious, because without being victorious, then I don't get those big fights that I want. And right now, this is the Super Bowl of the lightweight division. This is the biggest fight, the best fight in the best for all the marbles, the king of the division. So I could never look ahead.
Bill, you said earlier he's the CEO of the company, but this is a family affair. Where do you see the next steps leading? Because there is a big business to boxing, right? And this has been an unbelievable couple of years for your son. Truly remarkable.
Well, I met with Bob on several occasions. I've told him and Jeremy Kriegel that Devin is a hot knife and Top Rank is butter. That we believe that when we came over, that it wasn't about any preparing for any kind of fights, no development fights, that Devin wanted to be in the biggest and the best fights that Top Rank and the world could offer. I told him we had the 2 fights with Kambosos, and we sat down to talk about what that third fight looked like. We wanted the best fight. We wanted them to put on whoever they felt their best fighter was. We weren't trying to win 2, take an easy touch and run out the door. Devin is a quintessential businessman, and we just wanted him to.
He's just whispering sweet nothings into my ear.
Yeah, no, but we wanted more than anything to know that we've never stiffed any of our business partners. We've every deal that we've entered into, we fulfilled the contract, and it was very important to us that this third fight be a fight that Bob wanted and the Top Rank team wanted, and if there was something else that was on the table, we were open to maybe talk about it or whatever. But right now we're focused on Lomachenko, and the rest will work itself out.
Loma, I want to ask the same question to you. Saturday night, 4 belts draped over your shoulder. What would you see next for yourself and your camp?
I just want to come back my home and start thinking and start life, real life, and that's it. If we're talking about future, boxing future, I don't know. It's too long, and right now I'm focused only on Saturday night.
Very good. Devin was whispering in my ear. The words free agency came out of his mouth into my ear after this fight. Elaborate on that and what you meant.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I see a lot of, people talking about, me being a free agent after this and, this and that. But, Top Rank has done a tremendous job with this event, Bob, and, the whole team. And, I'm happy with what they've done with me so far. And they got a lot of, good fighters, that are good future opponents over there on Top Rank. So I'm excited to, see what's next. But I like being with ESPN. I like working with Bob and Top Rank, and it's my home.
And I will say, candidly with you guys, it's literally one family to another. You know, I was embraced by Bob and Brad and Carl and the team at Top Rank 6 years ago, and it truly is a family here at Top Rank, and you see it with Loma and his family, you see it with Devin and his family, and I think that's what makes Saturday night incredibly special. It is one for the ages. It is one you do not want to miss. ESPN.com pay-per-view. You do not want to miss this undisputed lightweight championship of the world. Gentlemen, thank you so much for spending time with us. We're going to ask you now to leave your microphones on the stage, and you're going to have a standoff right here, a face-off right here in front of us, the first one of the week. On behalf of everybody here at Top Rank and MGM in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Here we go. Oh, ooh. Hey, y'all. My boy Ant fed me. Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
What you doing, man? Why you so late?
Had a friend had an emergency. I had to go over there and help him get some water on. He got he got 3 kids. You know how it is.
Oh, wait a minute. So you stayed for the whole thing?
What do you mean I stayed for the
Did
whole
you
thing?
clean up the house?
No, I had to fix it. No, I told him I had to come back and put the dirt back. I just did what I had to do and get out of there.
I don't remember you ever being in my house that long.
Oh, whatever. You're usually never there. You like, I'm gone.
Yeah, straight up.
Matter of fact, he's a cop. He talking about, I'll just go in late. I'm like, man, you supposed to be out here protecting and serving.
That's what's up.
How'd you feel about the press conference?
Oh, I thought you was going to ask me how'd you feel about the pizza.
How was the
I'm
pizza?
tripping.
How
I'm
was the
tripping.
pizza?
It was
How's-
good. I'm stuffed, man. And I think I'm losing some weight, so my stomach get full easy.
You cutting?
Get full quick now. Yeah,
What
yeah.
you trying to fight at? 168?
Man, no clue. But good press conference all the way around. That is our official business partner on the stage, Mark Chinook. I've mentioned him quite a few times, a couple of times now.
Look at the size. Look, the size difference ain't too crazy.
No, it ain't too crazy.
I thought it was crazy. Like crazy.
What Devin? 5'7"? 5'8"?
Yeah, but for some reason I thought Devin 5'10".
I think Dev 5'8".
Yeah, for some reason.
Like a
I thought he
legit
was
5'8".
Okay.
Yeah. And remember, he only 24.
Yeah.
So he could get another inch or so.
Nah, he done, man.
He done?
Nobody getting growing that
Man,
late.
Shoot.
Nah,
I didn't grow that late.
Paul.
I just thought
It's
you
a
could
crap.
grow. It was possible. Hey, so look, y'all. This is our first time working with Top Rank, and so Ant come in the room trying to figure out who's who, and this lady looked over at us and she said, "I told y'all. First of all, I told y'all, Ant, when he come in here, he gonna be giggling." And so we giggling, and the lady said, turned around and looked at us and shh, and looked at me and said, "Who is that?" So now the lady just said something to Ant, snatched them headphones off because
hey, I don't like to disrespect the wrong person, man. I like to, hey, man, see who we talking to.
he snatched them headphones off. though.
I thought you wasn't playing.
Yeah.
I thought
So,
you wasn't playing.
Vasily, he all about the business now at this point, as expected, But I like to see fighters loose in a press conference and wanting and willing to just kind of talk. You know what I mean? Obviously we see what Bill on.
It's the man.
We see
Bless
what
his
Bill
brother,
on, or excuse me,
bless
not
his-
yeah,
how's
yeah.
the baby?
We see what Bill on.
Okay,
And your baby broke.
he said that. He said that.
How is he still not
Hey.
sleeping? This baby like 4 years old now.
No, his new baby.
I know, but
Oh.
still, it started seeming like a
Nah,
lot of
man,
time
hey,
gone by.
man, Hey, man, shout out to y'all going through it with a baby, man. That's a struggle. Shawn over here laughing, thinking it's funny.
I've never really our household.
That's because you really live a different lifestyle than regular folks.
Our kids was solid, man.
You was in camp.
Yeah, our kids was solid. But anyway, shit. Yeah. I just wanted to see. I wish Vasily had more to give us. You've been in the game this long. You know it's time to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's time to kind of like lay those subliminal messages and and kind of let your opponent know exactly where you at right now. You know what I mean? And so I was a little disappointed to see him not really willing to answer them questions.
He's been like that this whole press conference, this whole build up to the fight? It was just like not giving too much, showing respect. Is that just Loma?
Yes,
Loma?
and that's my point. Like, you just gotta grow out of, for the sake of words, who you've been, and understand that we're promoting a fight, and this is live on ESPN. You could say the right thing and get a good couple hundred more people to buy this pay-per-view if you say the right thing. You know what I mean? If you put heat, but wasn't no heat coming from Loma. But
you feel like if it's time to make a couple more sales, get another 5,000 sales, is 10,000, 100,000 sales. It's time to go now. If you're gonna light it up now.
Oh yeah, you gotta light it up now. I mean, obviously we seen post weigh-in, we seen things happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course I don't expect that to happen for this fight, but at the same time, obviously I'm crying over spilled milk. I just like, damn, like it's a part of being a professional fighter. It's selling the fight and promoting the fight and things like that. You see Bill up there, like Bill soliciting questions to everybody.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he asked Dev a question.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Bill asked Bob a question. That was nuts.
Said, yeah, Mr. Bob, I got a question for you. I was like, what
I didn't know what was coming either.
Yeah,
Some heat.
what is happening? But again, like that's a part of having fun with it.
And for the most part, this is our first time with Top Rank ESPN. But one thing about boxing, the community is tight. We see the same familiar faces.
Yep.
I'm surprised some people here. I'm like, what? Hey, don't you work with PBC?
Yeah.
But it's just like we've worked so many events with them that you think some people are with that person, but it's actually it's a tight knit community, man. And that's why people always give me a hard time. What do you mean you got a boxing podcast? Like, what's that do? Well, like, I'm like, you don't understand. When you love boxing and you're in the community, it's tight. It's like a family.
Yeah.
But when you from the outside looking in, it don't look as tight. And it's like, I hear people all the time, what's all this parking for? It's like it's a fight tonight. I haven't watched boxing since Mike Tyson and something like that. But yeah, we still getting quality fights. And I think this is a 50-50 fight.
It's still tight-knit.
I tell Shawn, I'm very, very excited about this fight.
Yeah.
And I said something crazy. I said I have more confidence in Loma.
You did say that. I didn't think you was going to say that.
That I did Javante. But I didn't mean that. I actually meant I'll bet on him because the odds. Because it's such a 50-50 fight.
But wait.
I'll take the odds.
Did you mean you have more confidence in Loma than you did in Ryan?
No, I'm just.
Or you have more confidence in Loma than you did in Tank?
No. I have more confidence in Loma than I did in Ryan, yes.
That's what you meant, right?
Ryan and talked to me. Yeah, he hit me last night. I always hate the way I put him down. Because, he hits it with bless.
Hey, listen, man. As long as he reaching out and he talking, like that's the bottom line, man.
He said he got big news possible this week.
I mean, we seen him go through things. At the end of the day, we can't even from a judge's standpoint, like the judges can't judge for him just because they're afraid of what could happen if he loses the fight, But at the same time, to be real about everything, knowing that you losing that fight the way, definitely not the way you expected. You didn't expect to lose that fight altogether, and one thing just led to another. Then you got so many people chirping and all these other things. I'm glad to hear that he just reaching out to you, and I'm sure people have even told him about things that have been said on this podcast. So when you could do a podcast and you could speak candidly about certain people or certain subjects and still have friendships, like somehow that means you're doing something right. You know what I mean? Or that means God got you covered, because this is definitely a hard job. I've had probably had a good 5 fighters either text or call me on the phone about what's being said on the show, and it's like, yo, I'm saying what I think, what I feel, what I think is what it is,
Yeah, I definitely respect him, because I posted a Instagram where a dude was talking about when Ryan got home recovering from a body shot. He put ice on his ice.
Yeah, that was silly. I seen that. That was silly.
And then I'm getting. Oh, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, hey, well, if it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a rule. If my kids go to school and they get in trouble, and it was funny, hey, they might not get in trouble at home. Okay.
Man, I roasted your child the first three weeks
go,
of his life.
Here we go.
And then I came to the house like a couple months later. I was like, wait a minute. You are a good-looking young lad.
Hey.
Right. So listen, this is what we gonna do. We got you hanging? You
Yeah,
good?
I'm
got
good. I'm good.
You sure?
I'm good yeah, I'm good for the rest of the
Okay.
day. I'm
Dude,
6 hours.
your friend cool until you done?
Yeah.
All right.
said,
You
yeah,
know you had no more other friends out there that you just going to their aid like that. You know that was happening.
Hey, you know what? When I did that, I said, he's so pissed right now. He's like, man, we had something. I need you to get there. But if that was him, hey, I need you in my house.
Who? The
You.
other guy?
No, you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you. I know you. I'm like, he's upset that I went over there. Like, you knew you had this. You knew we had, like, he hit me up last night about it. I was going to go late last night. I'm like, nah.
Oh, no. You was good.
okay.
I handled it. No, I was just, I thought you were saying something else. I'm salty you went over there and was all engulfed in water and shit and everything. And then when I asked you to come to my house, like, hey,
I've been over to your house
I'm going to need a
every
couple
time.
hours. We need a couple hours.
Oh, okay. Here's a couple hours. I ain't go to his house for 15 hours. He called me last night at 8. I was like, you out of your mind.
Yeah, that's 8 o'clock at night. No, I don't think that's supposed to make me feel better. Now, I'm glad you be fired if you went over there at 8 o'clock at last night.
What are you talking about? That one time you called me in the morning when you put the trash can for the leak under the sink. I was there in like 30 minutes.
30. Hey, y'all, he lived 15 minutes from me.
It takes 15 minutes
he
to
lived
get
15
my life
minutes
together.
from me. So look, we got the open media workout at 3 p.m. So we're gonna wrap up here right now, and you will see both me and Ant live at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
What we about to do
right
in
here,
downtime?
same place. What we gonna do in the? We're gonna help him set up.
Who's him?
The dude that cut his hair.
Yeah, because I'm over here. I came here looking for you, and you don't look like you. Okay?
Hey, my man. Hey, DDA, he came in and then walked out and left.
Literally, I'm like, hey, DDA ain't nowhere in here. But
you was looking for a toe-up hairdo?
Yeah.
Listen, we back in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure DDA gets set up, and we'll see y'all right back here. This is the PorterWay.
Y'all stay blessed for the next hour and a half.
Hold on. I'm the last one to say something.
Oh, okay, my bad.
This is the PorterWay.